Do you think the Wall Street Journal editorial is right? I want you to hear this. Politicians created a box canyon with lockdowns last spring that were originally intended to flatten the curve. It's all we heard. Flatten the curve. Every time governors loosened restrictions and cases ticked up, Democrats would demand lockdowns. Not that lockdowns or mask mandates much helped California or New York, which experienced bigger surges this winter than Florida did with neither. Can I repeat that, please? Lockdowns or mask mandates didn't help California or New York very much, which experienced bigger surges this winter than Florida did with neither. Vaccines were supposed to enable Americans more or less to get back to their before COVID lives. Youth sports, eating out, family gatherings, even going outside, walking outside without a mask. The Wall Street Journal editorial board says it's probably still prudent to wear masks in public settings indoors for a few more months, and businesses like Starbucks and Target plan to continue requiring them. But liberals and their public health friends don't seem to want the pandemic to end. Ever. Ever. Some lockdown advocates are warning that myriad new gene variants may be more infectious, though it's unclear if they are, and could render vaccines less effective. They also warn that vaccinated individuals might still transmit the virus if they're asymptomatic, though the probability is low. Ergo, pandemic restrictions must be maintained until we achieve herd immunity, which the experts also say may never happen because of new, more transmissible variants and the potential for reinfection. The Wall Street Journal says this eternal public health crisis is unsustainable politically and economically. Washington cannot keep passing trillion-dollar spending bills with jobless benefits, food stamps, cash payments, rent subsidies, and other welfare to help unemployed and many gainfully employed Americans. Forget the mental health toll on people who've been cooped up for a year. Democrats seem pleased they can use the pandemic to expand the welfare state. Some are now demanding recurring stimulus checks and enhanced unemployment benefits tied to economic conditions. 10 Democrat senators wrote to President Biden this week and said, this crisis is far from over and families deserve certainty that they can put food on the table and keep a roof over their heads. Meanwhile, the Wall Street Journal points out, they are preparing a giant climate infrastructure spending bill that they say is urgently needed to jolt the economy and save the planet. The Wall Street Journal concludes by saying this, behold how the COVID crisis bleeds into a climate crisis. Is this editorial right? Do you agree with it? 1-800-655-MIKE. 800-655-6453. We have an open line for you here in the ReliefFactor.com studios. Tell me what you think about this extraordinary acknowledgement, this amazing circumstance where it feels, and if you're a liberal Democrat, tell me I'm wrong. Tell me that you don't want this pandemic to keep going on and on and on. What's the end game? If you're afraid, if you're living in fear, and we all have a degree of fear, I believe, over what this looks like, the vaccination, who gets the vaccine. I had a friend, 40, I guess he's 49, 50 years old. I'm not exactly sure, but young guy, not eligible for the vaccine in his state. His wife takes her mother to a hospital to get vaccinated. While she's there, the people giving the vaccine say to his wife, you want the vaccine? We got plenty. No big crowds, nothing. She got the vaccine. And then her husband, my friend, got the vaccine this week, the first shot. He's not eligible. But, what's he supposed to do? They're offering him the vaccine. He's like, I don't want to jump the line. Meanwhile, in Florida, Walmart, Walgreens, Publix, the grocery store chain, have now joined CVS in offering the vaccine to teachers under the age of 50. That isn't even Governor DeSantis's guidance. So, the whole thing is confusing. It's complicated. And the uncertainty is dreadful. But one thing seems clear to me. The left, the mainstream media, the Democrats want this to continue indefinitely. They don't want an end to this. Is that fair or not? Leave it to Judge Jeanine Pirro on Fox News to put this in very, very blunt, yet, I think, accurate terms.
Okay, look, this isn't about the worrying that, is it the left, is it the right, is it top, is it down? This is real simple. The American people know what they need to do to not get COVID. If I hear one more time that I have to wash my hands as long as it takes to sing 2 happy birthdays, I'm going to shoot myself. That's number one. Number two, as the left continues to allow illegals to come through the southern border, COVID infected, they're not even testing them and allowing them to be released in the United States, as the left allows Cuomo to put in COVID infected patients into the most vulnerable population, nursing homes, and continues to call him the gold standard, then what this is all about, everybody, is it's about power and control. It's about making sure that Joe Biden, who isn't fit to come out of the basement, doesn't come out of the basement. And that's what this is all about. Lock the Americans down, keep them frightened. Americans have had it. We're going to open up.
Isn't she right? Isn't she right that Americans are fed up as far as these insane lockdowns? I mean, Connecticut is opening their restaurants. Connecticut. Can't find a bluer state than Connecticut. The Democrat governor, restaurants, spas, health club, 100% capacity in 2 weeks. Just 2 weeks. 1-800-655-MIKE. 800. What is it going to take for the left, for the media, for the hysterics to realize this is what we're going through right now, where we are right now, is not sustainable?